look at my license, and then they let me go, I've experienced whiteness on the 3 occasions that I've been pulled over by law enforcement driving a car. One time I ran a red light, it's turning red, right? Another time I was speeding, and another time I had a headlight out. And every single time I got off with a warning. I never got a ticket for any of those things. It was privilege and whiteness, therefore, that helped get me off. And I think for the average person, it would be whiteness that would allow me not to even have to think about why. I could get away and thinking, I sweet talked my way out of that. I did, but I was aided by the fact that I'm white.
They're not going to do a body check on me. They're not going to rip my car apart looking for a reason to haul me in. I'm not profiled. That's white privilege.
Basically, when I go to city council or county commission, I expect my representatives to take me seriously, and they do for the most part, because they know that they have to be more accountable to the white community, because the white community has more power and money and can vote them out of office.
We as white people have a sense of what our rights are, that we have the right to, live well, live safely, have health care and police that respond to us, have city officials that pay attention to us, have,
vote them out of office.
We as white people have a sense of what our rights are, that we have the right to, live well, live safely, have health care and police that respond to us, have city officials that pay attention to us, have, the needs of our community, be able to have those met. And I think that if you talk to people of color or look at communities of color, that does not exist for people that met. And I think that if you talk to people of color or look at communities of color, that does not exist for people. That idea of those rights.
The more I know, the more it's like, I really got to talk about privilege here, Even though, I faced a lot of shit in my life. I really had all this stuff happen, but I still had whiteness in a way. That's where it's like, I really got to talk about privilege here, Even though, I faced a lot of shit in my life. I really had all this stuff happen, but I still had whiteness in a way that's given me all this stuff.
And it's all these things which not only give you privilege in the sense of stuff and access to stuff, but also it validates who you are. So you have this feeling that, I'm important, I'm worthwhile. Give you privilege in the sense of stuff and access to stuff, but also it validates who you are. So you have this feeling that, I'm important, I'm worthwhile, that other people don't have. They have to get it somewhere else.
Shalom Yasharal, all praises and glory goes to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the legman that's feeding the sheep of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, in sincerity and truth with this great gospel, man, that's coming out of our Bible. And what's another beautiful thing about this Bible? It identifies the nations on the earth, right? It identifies the nations on the earth. And it also lets you know the positions that they play on the earth, just like Esau, Edom. He was created to be the wicked on the face of the earth, right? There's no such thing as white people, right? Even this guy, this red man, he could recognize it, right? It says, if God created man out of mud, mud is definitely brown and black. But where did white come from? White mud, right? So, and that's another thing too. The man is a fool because you got red mud, you got white mud. You got red dirt, white dirt, all these different things, right? You got to realize Esau Edom, he's not too bright. He's not too bright. He's all about causing confusion. But the main thing is the most precious dirt is the darkest dirt. The most healthiest soil is that dark soil, right? When you look at all these other dirts, you can't really grow too much, nothing out of it, man. So we already understand that the Lord created man out from the ground, right? So these devils, they don't step in the picture and push this so-called white image. They don't even want to represent that red color that's on their skin. Let's get this verse right quick. When you go to Genesis 25, right? Let's go straight to the point. Genesis 25 and 22, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? Talking about Rebecca, right? And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, right? 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger, right? That's Esau and Jacob, right? And when her days were to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. You know, they called his name Esau. They called his name Esau, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them. So who's this red-skinned people on the earth right now? Who are these red-skinned people on the earth right now? Who are these Edomites, right? Who are these people that are red than a motherfucker, but they're claiming to be white? We know damn sure he's not the same color as his shirt or his beard. We know he's not the same color as his hair. And right here, boy, doo-doo face right here. This guy right here, he got a grill. He got a Guinness World Book record grill right here, boy. He's not the same color as his hair, right? That's another thing. The Lord threw that white gray hair on you, you devil. So you can't claim to be white because you are not the color of your hair. And you love them white shirts. You are not the same color as that white shirt. You love them white walls. You are not the same color as your walls in your house, right? You are the Edomites. You are the Edomites. You are the prideful devils the Bible speaks of, right? I'm going to go to the book of Jeremiah 49, and let's do 7 concerning Edom. Thus saith Yahweh, Lord of hosts. Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, their wisdom has vanished, right? Because what was their power at one time? Secrecy. These devils dealt in secrecy and keeping information, and keeping people in the dark. The Lord had this internet set up, and information is just flying 24/7, 365. You can find it any language you want it for. You want it. And there's nothing they could do to stop it. They said they should never created the internet. The Lord created the internet, not you goddamn devils, right? Wisdom is perished from Teman. Let's jump to verse 16. It says, thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Yeah, when I get pulled over, they just let me go. I don't have to deal with frisk. I don't have to deal with going in the trunk of my car. It's a smooth thing, yeah. What else? You find out these banks, they're getting different kind of loans for less interest, right? They get that white boy loan. You get a nigga loan. You get a Hispanic loan. Where you paying for the next 30 to 40 years, the white boy done paid it off in 5 to 10 years, right? Because they want more Edomites. This is an Edomite world, right? That's why he says you feel special. You kind of feel untouchable, right? They're lifted up, right? So the Lord said, I'm gonna read this again. It says that the terribleness have thy terribleness. It's the book of Jeremiah 49 verse 16. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as an eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Right? Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? That's the end game for you Edomites. Missiles on your ass. The Lord going to rain down nuclear destruction and missiles on you, right? Because you still thinking in your heart that you're going to be on top forever. You thinking that you got this, you're untouchable, right? These devils, they honestly feel untouchable. They feel that their system that they done set up, right? This beast system, right? This beast system. And what's the last implementation of the chip? That's the last thing that they're going to do to make sure that they got their beast system on lockdown. But man, the Lord's not with these devils. The Lord is not with Esau, Edom. I'm reading the book of Ezekiel 35. Read Ezekiel 35:3, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, O Mount Seir, which is Esau, Edom, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, man. That the Lord Yahweh will do this. Yeah, it ain't no motherfucking Edomites, right? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, right? When the iniquity had an end, you so-called claim you freed the slaves. But post-slavery, right? Slavery Reconstruction era, Jake got hung, Jake got chased down, Jake got burned down in churches trying to serve a God, a fake-ass God, and that was the Lord getting the motherfuckers. You in there crying out the fake Jesus. The Lord set that bitch on fire, right? The Lord had them white boys bombing churches, burning buildings, burning, what else? They was burning down grocery stores, just like they just did during this. Anytime you see a riot go down and you see a building start burning, man, start looking for a white boy. Start looking for a white boy. Anytime you see a pile of bricks just laid out on the side of the street and the riot about to go down, start looking for them white boys. Start looking for these red guys, these red men, these Edomite men, right? Esau, Edom, Idumea, right? The people that the Lord have a anger, a hatred for forever. And it reads, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time that their calamity had and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Yeah, it's fucked up for you Edomites.